Yeah.
The only thing that I wish happened was it was paired up with a roam.
How he plays when he has someone that can heal him up, dish out crowd control, and then there is a Bruno on their side as well. Audience prediction, it's leaning black.
All right, at some point in the game, watch out for the smart power prediction. You only have until the timer runs out to comment your prediction with the hashtag SmartPowersMPL S12.
One lucky commenter who guesses correctly will win an redeemable in-game code. Remember to keep an eye out for the poll because it comes.
Feel like a great telling game from yesterday was when they were behind in that game number 3 and game number 2, and then somehow they turned it around and somehow they extended the series even more. So Blacklist International still needs to be careful. They are up against a world championship organization, not just for club but also for country.
Here we go, game number 1 in this best of 5. Let's set the tone for the upper bracket finals. It's Apbr versus Blacklist International. Renajay here with the leash.
And looking at the lineups though, the question right now for Apbr is, will you have enough to actually take down this Barrett? You don't have the traditional ideas of shredders to go up against that Barrett. Seems like there's going to be a lot of pressure on Super Marco and Few to stay alive, on Flap and Kyle to front for the rest of the team.
And with that question, is it just me or does that open up the map for the Filipino sniper? Does that make Oheb's job a little more easier given that there's such a big target on Sensui's back?
Definitely. Right now you see a little bit more posing for Ogwin to push forward so they can get the Little Wander, but already forcing out the flicker. Meanwhile, on the bottom part of your map, you can see actually Oheb just having a hell of a time going up against that Brody. The confidence of Oheb has skyrocketed.
Very aggressive right now. Sensui, Decimate is there! First blood! Drawn for Kyle Teasy, gonna take a shot though. And word with the response, was that worth it?
It's the wrong skill that went off of cooldown. I saw that he wanted to dash away, iframe out of the turret hit, but he did not get it.
First blood percentage very close for these two teams. 48 for Blacklist, 47% for Apbr. I mean, at the end of the day, both junglers just ended up trading themselves, so it's even. Now looking at the priorities and items, of course, with the damage of the Bruno, the steel leg plates had to be built first by Super Marco, while Oheb now is free to just rush his damage items first. Turtle in 7. There's still a purple buff yet to spawn for Blacklist International at around 10. Let's see if Apbr will play around that timer, or if Blacklist even will, because Sensui's already posing himself up near that turtle.
All right, Ogwin here with the pull. Kyle Teasy answering back. Yue yet to hit level 4, so there seems to be urgency coming in from Blacklist.
Yeah, he's gonna get it here. Has it now. Turtle gonna be half health. Jumps in. Penalty zone from Flap Teasy. Forcing a couple flickers, still going to be going for it. Kyle Teasy will get the turtle, but there's the final slash. Kyle Teasy to pay, the flicker from Flap. He's in trouble now too. Sensui gets the kill there. So an objective for Apbr, but look what's happening now. Blacklist International into the jungle they go, taking the resources, taking the kills.
Sensui, taking his time, does not have a retribution, but eventually will still steal the buff, sending it over Abun Jingjing's way. Blacklist International wins with the clapback despite losing out on the turtle.
Okay, so the question now for Apbr is, how will they even out that the loss in that purple buff with a sequence? Will they gank gold? Will they try to go for an invade themselves later on? Because they can't just play passive here. They have to take a trade immediately. They have to find a win elsewhere. Let's see if they're going to try and invade the purple buff later on after they get a little bit more info and clear and minion wave priority. But with how they're posing, they're looking at XP, they're looking at mid. Let's see where they're going to go next.
Still about a minute until the next turtle. Apbr propping up. They know that they can go fast. They know that Blacklist can only really answer back once the coast is clear. But looking at the player gold, again, it seems like it's still head-to-head. Very little between Oheb and Super Marco here. What can we expect Super Marco to join fights?
A little bit later on, once he has his items. If ever he's not going to be joining, it's going to be Apbr taking the fight to his lane so that they can force Oheb out, try to get a win for Super Marco already so that they can get progress into that turret. If not, then maybe at around the third turtle, depending on where we're going to be seeing it, maybe that's when they'll see it. For now, though, let's see if Apbr will actually just park Super Marco there, because we know Blacklist International are willing to just park Oheb in the gold lane at second or most likely even the third turtle so that they can get a break in the tower instead.
And with all this, you know, it's pretty much evened out here. So next turtle is going to come up in a couple seconds, but This time around, both teams will be where they need to be relatively. UA, though, has to get the ultimate he wants to for this fight as it approaches here now that Turtle's up.
There's so many choices, though, for you, to be honest,
Yeah.
especially when he hit it.
Oh, there's the final slash. Heart guard going to be used as well. All for Kyle Teasy. Going to be fighting it out. Air strike going to come down. Edward quite low here. Few gets the kill. Kyle Teasy gets the turtle. Circling Eel next there. Sensui going to be in trouble. One hit away. Few gets the double.
Big win for AP Bren. Now barrel on forward, 1,000 gold ahead almost, as now they clap back. This is a sequence very similar to what just happened about 2 minutes ago. AP Bren now 1,000 gold ahead.
Great play there by APB. It looked good for Blacklist International, but AP Brad just really making the most of their ability kits, and we have to commend Flap Teasy with how he maximized his penalty zone there, and Kyle Teasy just keeping himself at a safe distance so that Blacklist International won't have a clear target.
All right, gentlemen, just watching the first 5 minutes of this game, does this not look like the meta game that Blacklist International and Onyx Philippines were playing in the grand finals of M3 in Singapore?
Definitely. And not only that too, but the fact that when it was so even before that turtle came up, the fact that you don't have the gold laners there, and then how it unfolded, the punch, the counter punch, just like this fight might break out again. Since we're going to be in trouble, penalty zone, locking him down. They get the heart guard out though. Should be fine as he is, but again, this is what AP Bren wants to do.
Ooh.
They want to get some of these resources out. They're building themselves a nice little gold lead. Ogwin, though, just going to check it out, forcing Oheb to be delayed a little bit longer.
And right now I'm interested to see when these two teams will actually send themselves into the gold lane to help out their gold laners, because it's been a dead lane so far.
And I think Blacklist knows that that's just what's waiting to happen. Because Ogwin is denying Oheb the time to actually farm properly. See, look, this is a delayed switch up. Oheb should have been there a minute ago.
See, APB are going to continue the pressure here as the turtle will spawn on that side. Super Marco will be able to get the break on the turret. AP Brent pulls the trigger first in helping out their gold laner.
Okay, so turret down. Turtle going to be up here in just a second. It's exactly where AP Bren wants to be. Garnering themselves a nice little lead as well. But Oheb will be putting some pressure there on the top side.
Ooh, AP Bren responding. Yue playing man-to-man defense. And already the turtle, wow, look at that, blitzed.
Yeah, that's just, so that's a clean sweep for the Turtles here for AP Bren. Continue to build up from that.
No retribution used by Kyle Teasy. He can actually invade here. Could be a purple battle as he gets it. Ooh, stolen. What would you call that, Leo, again?
Red Theft Purple.
There it is.
Kyle Teasy's guilty, one charge, game one. All right, here's the question. Is AP Bren going fast enough? Yes, in the early game, they're about 2,000 gold ahead now. Is this fast enough?
Well, they're playing at a more calculated pace, not as fast as I would like them to see, but they are still up against the Barretts. They are respecting the counter-punish possibility, and because of Blacklist International really hugging turrets and trying to be playing very safely, especially with Renegade conserving that heart guard, it's understandable why AP Bren aren't going really fast. But at this point, 3,000, getting close to the 9-10 minute mark, this is where they really have to now up the pace.
Well, if the late game isn't as dangerous as it looks like, maybe AP Bren know exactly what they're doing. Maybe they're just switching gears at the right time, a minute until the first turtle. Rather, Lord.
Lord going to be that objective where they break out. Still going to be looking for an advantage here if they can. Again, even if that's the tier 1 turret, going to be fighting it out. Final slash comes through. Penalty zone under the turret. They get the flicker out. Still going to be fighting for it. Decimate going to be used. Kyle Teasy, one it away. Will go. And UA also goes down behind the turret with a torn apart memory.
Immaculate turret juggle there. AP Bren knew exactly what they were getting into.
And AP Bren have learned yesterday. We were asking AP Bren, why do you look so overly cautious during times where it looks like you could make a big play? This is not one of those times. They juggled the tower beautifully. They timed their abilities together. And again, we have to commend Flap right now in terms of the impact in the other parts of the map, in the skirmishes. He is playing better than Edward as of now.
And is it just me, or is that penalty zone's range a little bigger now. You see that last one underneath tier 1 about 3 minutes ago.
Yeah, just a little bit. Or
There was
maybe-
no flicker involved.
Yeah, and I feel like maybe it's also Flap Teasy. The times that he'd landed, it's actually just at the edge. So he's really making most out of all the real estate. He's not looking for, oh, I'm going to catch everyone at the center. He's really like, okay, if it's going to be at the edge, then it's going to be at the edge. It's going to force a response anyway.
Yep, it's more zoning, and he just apparently gets it done well anyways. Oh, AP Brand with the blitz. It was Kyle Teasy all alone.
Yeah, they just blitz this Lord. And with, you know, I guess did Blacklist International have any information, or was it just better to say, all right, let's give up the first Lord. We are quite behind here.
They might be ubeing elsewhere. I think throughout that whole sequence, it was them propping up this push for Oheb.
And so now AP Brent have to match that. Blacklist International, it was what you said, Naisu. Playing it safe, it would be way too risky for them to contest it there. AP Brent just equalize it there. So now AP Brent comfortable, just have to continue it, but they really still have to respect the turnaround capability of Blacklist.
That's a tier 2. Down bottom pushed in. Lord marching through top. AP Bren comfortable with his 5K gold lead as the map turns blue. Fight waiting to happen here in mid. Looking for a circling eagle or a big jump from Flap. They'll take their time here with the push.
I'm gonna keep my eyes on Flap here, like you were mentioning, Redmar. You know, even if he's not landing on the center, it's all that every single time he's done it, he's caught someone, and it usually results into a kill. So I feel like for Blacks International, as they get ready for this defense, they're gonna have to watch out for that.
Okay. Or it's going to be marching forward. Is AP Brent going to dive here or still be very calculated? It looks like they're going the calculated route.
Oh, there's a final slash. Cancelled. Edward not going to pull the trigger here. They're still outside the base. Lord Order taken care of. Blacklist, successful defense.
Sharp. AP Brent just looks sharp. That's the best way to put it. Now, quick item check on the two marksmen. Already just built the Malefic Roar. Did that Bruno for the Brody. He's had those 3 core items for a while now. Heptaseas, the Malefic Roar, and the DHS. And because of how AP Brent crafted their lineup, front heavy, dive heavy, create space for your back line, and how they've played it right now, controlling, again, the center of the map. When you're up against Blacklist, if you control the center of the map, they are uncomfortable. They can't play their game. And AP Brent respected that, and now Blacklist will just have to find a way to come back, most likely from a defense. Super Marco gets the orange buff.
About a minute until the next Lord here. Should be Luminous. Joseph, I have a question for you. How are we liking Renegades Angela? Because my answer is always going to be, it's tight.
It's all right. You know, I feel like Renegade, obviously with the moniker, the Hitman, it's very similar to the Mamba, you know, with Chaknu and these other roamers that are meant for their play setting potential.
Is this the nicest way you're saying it's not good right now?
It's not Renegade, man. You know, when you hear Renegade's name, you don't think of the next thing to follow is there's the heart guard from Renegade. You know, like
pop it on a screen.
You know what I mean?
All right, you're right.
That could be the next name of his big next hit single, Love Waves.
Love Waves.
Oh, is it like a techno ballad?
Yeah, 80s techno synthwave, yeah.
We could collab Renegade.
For those that don't know, Renegade is
a recording artist.
Recording artist.
He's got
he's actually got songs out there.
Several. You can look up on YouTube after this broadcast.
Yeah.
But here we go. Lord spawned up already. Bottom quarter of the map. This is a fight waiting to happen. Given how Ogwin is just so gung-ho in this 12-minute bout so far to always just engage. Oh, wait, unless... Oh, they're blitzing it.
They're blitzing it again. Blacklist International not going to be able to get there in time. They're going to give it up. And this whole time as well, Yue holding on to his own penalty zone. Sensui could be in trouble here. Has the rest of the team help him out. They're not going to go for it. But Oheb, this whole time, pushing into that tier 2 on the top side.
I like the decisiveness of AP Brenner showing the last few weeks leading up to the playoffs, and even yesterday, sometimes there were indecisiveness moments from APB, but now they're just like, every time that they see the objective, they know in their lead, they're not posing around the Lord, they're blitzing it, they're moving forward, and even though they saw Oheb up top, they didn't panic, they still decided, no, we commit to this.
Oh, Luminous Lord survives the whole debacle. And Blacklist able to reset. Sensui responding just in time for the defense. 7K ahead. AP Brent approaching a colossal lead. And I can imagine that's at least one major item on their cores. Circling Eagle canceled off.
Yep, Ogwin there, keeping an eye on it. Yue still holding on to his own penalty zone. They're going to have to work on this Lord here as they hold on to that mid lane and bottom. Trying to keep it together. Feathered airstrike going to come down and work quite low. Already going to respect that magic damage, but they hold on. At least for now, the bottom, the mid turret, they still will work on the Lord. It's taken care of.
Yeah, that's a Farsa with a Divine Glaive already. The 3 core items of that hero locked in. For US, still on the way to the 3rd item. I believe he also needs to rush that Divine Glaive so that he has a bit more damage. So APB, they can just continue this, but again, they can't be too sour.
Oh, Sensui could be in trouble here. There's the hard guard. There's the penalty zone again from Flap Teasy. Gonna force Blacklist International back. They do have some sustainability, so they're gonna go ahead. They lost Sensui. They lose the bottom turret. Can they hold on a little bit longer? Oh! Flickers in with the final slash, but no follow-up to get the kill. It's up to them, these 4, to hold on to the mid, to hold on to the base. Sensui still 15 seconds away. They got to clear the waves. Feathered Airstrike going to come down. Still holding on. Oheb quite low. Has to clear. He's doing his best. Flap again. Finds the penalty zone. Will go down. Has the immortality with the crystal. Going to be worked on. And AP Bren will take game number 1.
This winning moment is brought to you by our official sponsor,